Hey there, how you doing, people of culture? So I think this is an important topic to cover right out the gate for people who have either just started the game or for people considering playing. I personally value my time quite a bit. I really dislike having my time wasted or being forced to use my time on something I don't really want to do. There are lots of games or other forms of entertainment that people can spend their time on, so I think it's worth giving people a quick overview of a game they are considering playing so you don't end up feeling like you have wasted your time or money. So, with that in mind, I want you to think about these three questions as I talk a bit about Idle Huntress. 1. Do you enjoy the art style? 2. Do you enjoy the gameplay loop? 3. Are you okay waiting or are you willing to pay? We'll give you a quick overview of the game. This is a synopsis from the developers themselves. Idle Huntress is an online JRPG mobile game that allows you to collect, enhance, and socialize with your huntresses to unlock the unique stories. Create your own legend now and conquer the dragon realm today. So yeah, basically, you have your characters called huntresses. They fight through various stages. Each stage is around 40 levels that you need to clear, all increasing in difficulty. I forget how many stages there are in total, but it's well over 25. As with most mobile games, there are many different types of activities, dungeons, arenas you can use your huntresses in. However, one thing that makes this game different from, say, Raid Shadow Legends or Arknights is that this is also an idle game. That means that when you clear a stage, you're done with it. Most of the time, you can't even go back and replay that stage. That means that eventually you will hit this wall where you can't really progress until, you idle and wait for resources to naturally accrue. But we'll talk about more on this later. Let's get back to probably the number one reason that you were interested in this game and the reason you probably clicked this video. Let's talk about the character art. Full disclaimer right out the gate, some of this art in the game is definitely considered not safe for work. As you can see on screen, this is a game that uses Live 2D, which takes already well-designed and executed art and really pushes it to another level. Every character has 3 pieces of art, which you can unlock as you upgrade the character. Some of these are just position changes, with generally the later arts getting more and more lewd, as you can see. But some of the art are full redesigns, which I think is pretty cool. If you are not comfortable with the design philosophy and the art direction of the game, then I think it's pretty safe to say that this isn't a game for you, as the art style of the characters is pretty present in just about all aspects of the game. There are even, major selling points of the game, with the game selling skins in the shop. Second big topic is the gameplay loop. As I mentioned before, this is a JRPG styled game, so there will be formations your team can use that will affect the flow of battle. There's a system for allocating damage that generally starts from the top front row and works its way down the front row before moving back up to the top of the second row, and so on and so forth. The attribute system is like an element type for certain factions of characters. Basic attributes include wind, fire, water, and earth. And then there's light and darkness as the specialized attributes. All have different strengths and weaknesses, as well as having different buffs, debuffs, and strategies, which allows for a fair number of various playstyles. Now, this is an idle game, which for those not familiar means that when you are not playing, you passively gain rewards for your account, so it is always growing and leveling up. These games tend to be great for people who want a casual play experience over a long period of time, while they tend to be not so great games for people who want to actively play the game. This isn't to say that the game doesn't have dailies or weeklies, it does, but compared to other games in this genre, your daily gameplay loop is pretty tame. Even with being distracted, I can pretty comfortably clear the dailies in about 5 to 10 minutes. That's pretty fast compared to other games like Genshin Impact, where you need 50 to 30 minutes to clear your dailies and burn resin. This game does not have any energy, so you can progress as far as you are able to, as fast as you want. That is until you hit a wall. Now, while there are things you can do to increase the synergy and effectiveness of your team, you will, of course, run into walls while clearing content. For most people, that means you're done playing for the day and you just need to sit and chill a bit until you have idled enough resources for your next upgrade. This kind of leads us into the third question that needs to be answered. Are you okay waiting, or are you willing to pay? While this game can be played free to play, and you can enjoy it perfectly fine that way, the game greatly rewards you for spending in it. I'll put on screen here a list of ways to upgrade huntresses. Most of this isn't relevant to you if you're a newer prospective player, but the important thing to notice here is the top 2 ways to upgrade huntresses is by upgrading levels and breakthroughs. Leveling up a Huntress is pretty straightforward. You pay the cost to level, and your character gains some flat stats. But as you can see here, Huntresses are level capped until you complete a breakthrough. And in order to do that, you need to collect additional shards of that Huntress. To bring a Huntress to 6 stars, which is required to max level a Huntress at level 200, you will need a total of 16 copies. Yes, 16 copies. It sounds challenging at best, and getting a second mortgage on the house at worst, but to the game's credit, there are a lot of free-to-play mechanics to allow people to progress without spending money, and even more budget mechanics, so not all hope is lost. But you need to understand that if you are free to play, and you're not going to be clearing the same type of content that the whales are clearing, and that is totally fine. The game it does have some PvP elements, but honestly, you won't ever come in first or top 10 anyways, even if you do pay. And as long as you're participating in the event or the arena, you very easily get very similar rewards to the top players and guilds just by participating, so you're not really losing out on much. I plan to do a lot of content regarding the free-to-play experience and the budget experience, so I encourage you to subscribe, like the video, and check out any of my other videos. Check out the community discords and websites in the description below. They're great resources if you have any specific questions or just want to talk to people about the game. That's all for this one. Good luck on those banner rolls.